What's up, guys? Welcome to the Put Me In Coach podcast.
Where we go beyond the headlines and deep dive everything NFL.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Andy.
Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome back, baby. How you doing?
How are you? I'm good.
Good.
Nice blazer.
Thanks, man. I was on here in a wife beater setting up, and I didn't have anything, so I had this laying around right over here, over yonder, and so I threw it on, man. It's a nice Ralph Lauren John.
It's a fashion football channel.
This is a fashion football. This
It's
was always
Ralph?
going to be. It is Ralph. Yeah, I got the patch on.
I'm
there
Ralph.
still.
I'm Ralph head to toe right now. It's only Ralph.
That wasn't
It's only
intentional,
Ralph that I
honestly.
wear.
You are the Ralph guy. You are the Ralph master.
I love me some Ralph. The GOAT.
Let's talk about a division today that ain't Ralph, though.
No.
AFC
Polo Assassin.
AFC South, baby. Polo Assassin, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna be doing division predictions, man. I wanted to start with, I think, the worst division in football, the AFC South. What do you think about that?
Easily.
Yeah, let's go worst to best.
It shouldn't even be close, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I love how the NFL is the opposite
nobody
of
should
college
take-
football, and the SEC is like the dominant conference, and in the NFL, it's just like the South teams kind of blow.
They do
What's that
blow.
about?
They do really just suck. They have no juice. Like none of them, I feel like, have juice.
There's a couple good teams in there. We'll get to it, but yeah, man. Without further ado, let's hit it. All right. All right, thanks, Joe. Okay, starting off at the dumpster. Let's just dive right into the dumpster.
Sure.
Tennesse Titans, 5-12, fourth place. You good with that?
I'm good with that. I don't see. How many games did they win last year?
3,
You know,
I think.
Off the top of your head? 3?
I believe so.
It was 3? 3 games?
It was 3.
3 games, all right. Yeah, that feels right then. Then I think Cam Ward is worth 2 games. Don't you?
I do.
Number 1 pick, worth 2 games.
Number 1 pick, worth 2 games. Good number 1 pick. Transcendent number 1 pick.
No, but like, would it shock you if he's just really good because nobody hyped him up, and every year we hype up some player and they're never good? You know.
I know. Well, we had to hear it all with
Taylor
all
was
last year's number 1
the
pick.
worst quarterback. No, we did, but like, he was objectively the worst rookie who got a full season load. I guess you can argue, you know, like JJ and Michael Penix, but out of the Drake Mays, the Bo Nixes, and the Jaden Daniels, I mean, he's easily in 4th out of those 4 to me. And the only one you could argue is Drake May, but Drake May was in a way worse situation. Despite what Bears fans would tell you, it was never good.
Yeah, he didn't play a full season.
Situation.
He didn't play a full
Yeah, that's
season
true. He
either,
didn't
which
play.
kind of matters to me.
That's
Like,
so real.
you know, can I just use the analogy that I used previously with this football team on kind of just how I
Please.
feel about it?
Mhm.
It's like, it's the chick that looks good from 40 yards away, and then you get kind of nearer, and it's the fake out. Like, she's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not it. Like, something's off. Everything's
You
off.
squint your eyes and there's something good there.
There is, and it's like,
Have a couple drinks and it's looking like a good team.
yeah, and the lights come on, and it's like, never mind, man. I gotta go home.
A couple shots go down and you can convince yourself the Titans might win this division.
I'm getting
They
off the
can't.
dating apps after
Yeah,
this.
fully.
Like, maybe I'm
Yeah,
going celibate for a little minute. Like, it's time to make some changes. That's the kind of thing that I'm feeling after I look at this squad. And I mean, again, it's like, it's every element, right? It's not just the Cam Ward thing, which is I think it was the necessary pick. All of that's great. I'm with you. He could be great. I liked him in college. Let's just see. He was the consensus pick, but like, every component of this roster to me is just like, it's just not quite. Calvin Ridley, not quite a 1. Tony Pollard, not quite a stud running back. You know, you draft Latham in the first round last year. Now he was supposed to be your cornerstone left tackle. You needed that left tackle. You needed that cornerstone piece, but now he's moving to right. Not quite. L'Jarius Sneed. Kansas City's like, here you go. Wow, this is a dream come true. We got fucking L'Jarius Sneed. This guy can ball. Actually, he can't stay healthy. I think he might be a lemon. Like, I'm really not. You know, like when you're, you know, when like your boy sells you a car and he's like, here you go. Like, oh, man, this is really, really. It's like an old like BMW, and it's like,
It runs great.
yeah, it runs fine,
I've
man.
never had any issues with
I've been
it.
having some problems with it, but it's nothing you can't tweak. You know, if you know a guy, like it's gonna be perfect, and you drive it away, you take it around the block, and you're like, all right, like yes, it's a BMW. Maybe it's like like one of those like old convertibles, and he's giving it to you for like $9,000, and you're like, I'm in. And then 2 weeks later, like you're on the 405 and you're cooked, and it's like it's not fixable, and you're not getting the money back, and your friend blocked you. Like I'm out, man. I don't know. I just don't buy this team at all next year, and I mean, that's just from a roster perspective, right? Like it's just not. It's not where it needs to be. I don't know. I'm not seeing the vision.
Is their coach playing for? Is he coaching for his job this year?
He should be. He should be.
He's a duck. He's
He's such a duck.
I just there's nothing good about him in my opinion.
You know what it is too? I think every cycle there's like a groupie thing with like new coaching hires. Have you noticed this? Like football fans are lame as fuck. Like you know what I mean? Like in pop girl world, it's like, you know, like Ariana Grande has groupies, but like in football world, it's like a middle-aged man with a visor and like a play sheet, and it's like, this is who I love. He didn't have any groupies last year. He doesn't have any groupies now, and like, I'm not saying groupies equate to like being a good coach. Obviously, there's like levels to this shit, but I just feel like I was shaky last year, and after what I saw come to fruition last year with both with Will Levis and with just this offense in general, I'm kind of out. I don't know that this is the guy to get the most out of Cam Ward. I'll be honest. I'm not feeling it.
No juice, no moxie, an uninspiring hire, just kind of there.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care fully. That's it's Tennessee. I don't know, unless you live in Nashville or like the surrounding areas. I feel like most people don't care. You know.
Are you comfortable shouting out Nashville as a city though? Because I feel like that's a separate issue. Like I want Nashville to have a good football team because that city fucking rocks. But this.
Oh, I fucking love Nashville. What I'm saying is that I feel like this is a team that nobody has ever like loved. It's never had like a ton of juice, you know. Steve McNair years, Eddie George, you know, they had some juice then, you know, the Derrick Henry. But even then, when they were the 1 seed and Derrick Henry like kind of led them there, their quarterback was kind of bunk. You know, there was no, like Ryan Tannehill had no juice.
Right, but they did have the squad. Like they had it for a second, and like since the departure of Derrick and AJ and Ryan, I just don't like what's filled the void, man. I'm not seeing the vision with the rebuild at all.
No, their GM completely burned the whole thing down and had no plan. They had no plan. Yeah, it's a car crash. Yeah, it's 5. It's a 5-win team. Let's be honest.
It's 5 wins, man.
Nashville, we love you. Titans, we don't. That's that simple.
Well said. Let's move on. I think everyone would appreciate it if we move on. I think the league is ready to move on. I think anyone watching this is ready to move on. I'm certainly ready to move on. Oh, man.
That's for sure.
But I'm pulling for Cam Ward. We'll leave it at that. 5-12 next year. Let's just see what they can do with the new rebuild. Let's get a new GM and a new coach in there and try to build around Cam. Let's see what they got moving forward.
Yeah,
Not yet. Are we going to get controversial?
We can. I'd love to get controversial. I love getting controversial when it comes to my football takes.
All right.
Which controversial are we talking? Are we talking Jaguars taking a huge step forward controversial, or Texans taking a slight step back controversial?
Both. Okay, so let's just spoil it for the audience. I got this team tied at 9-8.
Yeah.
The third place and the second place team. Just to piss people off, let's put the Houston Texans in the third spot, even though we have the same record.
I'd love to do that.
This is like one of those things where it's really not scientific for me. This is like pure eyeball test. I just watched a bunch of this team last year, and I honestly felt like they were dookie. Like, I think they were one of the weakest 10-win teams I've seen in years. And I don't think they got better this offseason, and I don't feel like the issues that plagued them are corrected. We have them at 9-8, so it's not like we're taking a dump. They won 10 last year, like whatever.
Mhm.
But like, are you where I am with this? Like, are you just like I'm ice cold on this team right now. I'm not feeling it this year for them.
I think this team's so whatever. I think their offensive line sucked last year. I think their offensive line still sucks. It's reliant on, a couple of rookies, a couple of new signees. It doesn't have any I know Houston fans will watch this and say, "Oh, Laramie Tunsil was terrible last year," but Laramie Tunsil's still one of the more elite left tackles in this league. So the fact that you lose him to the Commanders, by the way, watch out. He's going to have a good season. I'll tell you that right now.
That resurrection,
because I think there was something funky going on in Houston last year. I don't know what it was. I don't know. Bobby Slowick was the hottest coaching hire 2 years ago. Him and Ben Johnson were kind of like, oh, who's gonna be the first to get hired, and neither did. And then Bobby Slowick ends up getting fired after this last season. I'm not really sure what happened there. I don't love who are the weapons outside of Nico Collins. Dalton or not Dalton? Is it Dalton
Schultz, who was good a couple years ago in Dallas, and he was okay that first year.
He's older. He's on the
fine.
back nine. He's
fine.
Tank Dell's dead, so R.I.P. him. Nico Collins is really good, but outside of Nico Collins, what are we working with? An also dead Nick Chubb and a 30-year-old Joe Mixon. I don't know. I don't.
Well, they brought in Christian Kirk, who's often injured, and they drafted.
Yeah, I like Christian Kirk.
They drafted Jaden Higgins in the second round, who I think is going to be a nice little player for them. And they got who was that Noel kid that was on the I'm on Raw podcast recently? They drafted him too. I like those picks, right? You have to retool this room, but
yeah, but
it's going to take a minute.
I like the pick of the offensive lineman from Minnesota. I like that pick, but it's gonna take a minute. Exactly what you just said. It's gonna take a minute. I just like them for a step back this year. CJ's gonna get hit a million times. Don't be surprised if he gets hurt. Would never wish that on anybody, but he's gonna get hit. It's gonna happen. I feel like this team had kind of all the pieces last year, all the juice going into the year. They had the OC, their coaches, the DC. They had a really good defense. They had a really good offense. They had, the Diggs, the Tank Dell, the Nico Collins, and it just kind of fell apart as the season went on. Diggs tears his ACL, and Collins gets hurt, and then Tank Dell gets hurt in the very end of the season. It's it just wasn't in the cards for you. And I think this year it's a step back year, and the future might be different. I mean, I don't think this team's gonna stay here, but I do think on paper the roster leaves a lot to be desired. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. I'm not in love with this team by any means. I don't look at this squad and go, ooh, no, they're sneaky good. Now, to be fair, the defense is good. I like, obviously Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson and Derek Stingley. I mean, those guys are ballers, but you got to have, it's in the AFC in particular, you got to have a powerhouse offense. And if you don't, you're cooked.
It's just not there for me. Yeah. And are we sure that CJ Stroud isn't more early Goff than he is early Burrow? Is that crazy? And I mean, that's not a knock. We love Goff. Obviously, we're Lions boys. We're into it. But, I don't know, man. I love CJ. And the other thing is, too, is, before people come in trying to be oh, my God, you guys were the ones who hated the pick. I watched CJ a bunch at Ohio State because I'm a Michigan fan. I thought the pick was great when they drafted him. And you guys were all off after that preseason game where he threw all the picks against the Patriots. Remember that preseason game where everyone was like, oh my God, Ohio State quarterbacks. Oh, I can't believe it. And he turned out to be rookie of the year. But I saw regression last year, and it wasn't just him. I know that. I'm not don't do that thing where it's oh, he wasn't, it was just all these. You mentioned all the injuries. You mentioned Bobby Slowick, who was, I just think fucking up the protection. I don't think he could adjust once the injuries happened. It was just kind of a runaway train. But to me, he feels like someone that needs the weaponry, needs to be, it's cerebral for him. He needs to be gelled with the OC. He needs that offensive line. He's not that mobile. He's not a rocket arm. He's just not that type of quarterback, in my opinion, that is going to transcend situation. And that's fine. There's 5 guys that are, right? But
yeah,
I don't know. It feels retooly for me. And 9-8 is egregious to Texans fans, but That just feels totally right to me, and might be even like generous if like
Feels
they
right.
have
It
one or
feels a
two
little
injuries.
generous.
If Nico goes
Yeah,
down, it's 7-10.
100%. Totally agree.
All right.
Totally agree.
All right.
Now for the positives of this 9-8 tenure. Jacksonville. What do we think? What are we thinking?
I love that, like, based on expectation and recent memory, like 9-8 is like a slight and the other is like a huge up for like the other team. It's like,
Yeah.
this team's fucking
Huge,
sick this year,
massive
man. They're
up.
9-8. Another one's like,
Yeah.
they're trash, 9-8.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the NFL works like that. But again, just a couple of years ago, before Trevor broke his leg, I guess he didn't break his leg, but remember the whole situation with where it was they couldn't get the it was like
Right.
They couldn't get the cart out to him, so he had to walk to
it was Austin Powers backing out
Bush
into
League,
the cart over and over again.
It's so second rate
It's
down
trash,
there.
man.
I feel for him, man.
It is, but they were like they won the division a few years ago, and then they that second year with Trevor, and then they really probably should have won it in 23. It's just like the injury. Trevor came back and tried to play through it, and they fell apart, and they lost it by a game to Houston. Last year the wheels fell off. They won 4 games. So like having them at 9-8 like might be really bold to people, but I guess I'm just in. Like I don't have them in the playoffs. I don't have them winning this division, but like to me, right alongside Houston and the obviously the first pick, Indianapolis, that we're going to reveal in a minute, people can put that together, obviously. They just feel like on the list of like, it's a 3-team race for me, and I could see them absolutely surprising if things go wrong in Indy or in Houston and just quietly winning 10 games and just having juice and a healthy Trevor year, and this coaching staff just works. I love the young blood, both on the roster and in the front office. It's a bunch of kids, man, but it's like 30-year-old men that just love football and all came from like LA, Minnesota, Tampa. And they took the most exciting player in the draft, like bar none, like a guy that could end up being, you know, a Hall of Famer. We don't know that for sure, but like, I love what I see on both sides of the ball for him, and he is going to play 2 ways. So,
well,
I'm
and
in.
because of that, the team's going to be very much on on like a microscope. They're going to be under a microscope all year. So we'll get a chance to see a lot of them, but I think, I just like them for a bounce back year. I mean, Press Taylor is not calling the plays anymore. I think Trevor Lawrence bounces back from last year. Really, the last like year and a half since that injury, he kind of really hasn't looked the same. You got Brian Thomas Jr. taking that sophomore step, which I think you'd see sophomore slumps with quarterbacks, but I think you see a lot of sophomore jumps when it comes to wide
And
receivers.
just to interrupt you real quick, he could take no step, and he is like a top 10 wideout. If he just does what he did last year and takes no step.
He could take a little step and be kind of like solidified as like a top 7 guy. You know,
and you added the best
He's
wideout
really,
from
really
college last year alongside him.
You added the best wideout from college. You added also a DB, the best DB from college, who, is adamant about playing both ways. So we're gonna see him play both ways, and you bring in a coach who led a really fun offense in Tampa last year, and then like you said, you have a 32-year-old or 34-year-old GM who's just like out here playing Madden. He's like, yeah, fuck it, we're gonna go trade for Travis Hunter. I don't want Mason Graham. I want Travis Hunter. I don't care. And I feel them. Like, why? You know what I mean?
Where does he come
and
from?
I love
though?
Mason Graham.
F them picks, Les Snead.
F them
Like
picks.
he and people are like, how could they do this? It's like, bro, this, like, he said it in his presser. He was like, this guy has the potential to change football. Now, like, I guess there's a world where this doesn't go well with Travis Hunter and he's like kind of a disappointment. I'm just not in that world. I'm in the world that he's going to be fucking sick and he's going to play on both sides. And like, look, man, we had a hard time with this because I wanted to pick them to win the division. I think for me, they got some hot, stinky doo-doo on that O-line still. And I just...
it's
Trent Baalke did
really
these guys
insane
no
that they
favors.
No, Trent Baalke fucking sucks, and it'll take a few years. But
now he's
I feel
dead.
like once they get Fully, and I think once they get that O-line, because the defense is also quietly pretty good. You know, like everybody wants to mock the Trayvon Walker pick because obviously Aiden Hutchinson's like a generational talent, but Trayvon Walker's a very good player. You know what I mean? Like Trayvon Walker's a very good player. But I think that when you look at the roster as a whole, there's a lot of like moxie there. There's a lot of juice. And yeah, I just kind of like, I don't know. I just like the Jags. You know me. I've never been off of Trevor. So that's just where I'm at. I don't know. It's a vibe. It's not
It is a
even, it's not even
vibe. It
based
is
in
a
reality.
vibe.
It's
And
just a vibe.
I just think the shift is happening. I guess for me, the reason why I wouldn't plant my flag with the utmost certainty, and trust me, I want to. I feel like Jerry Jones on draft day, you know, in 2013, the old stories about how Johnny Manziel was on the board and apparently they needed to physically restrain Jerry Jones from making the phone call. Like, that's how badly I want to pick this team and just be like, it's the Jags' year. I think it's just a roster thing, and especially like an O-line thing. I just think they need one offseason to kind of get a couple, maybe a tackle, a guard in there, and just kind of just fine-tune the ship a little bit. Maybe a piece on in the secondary, like a safety or another corner or something like that. And I think this time next year they're going to be my pick. And I'm ready to see the ascension. But I mean, going from 4 wins to 9, I feel like is pretty fucking generous. So I don't want to hear it.
Super.
I don't want to hear shit.
Oh, wow. All right, so that means we have the Colts winning the division. The bigger question is, why the hell do we have the Colts winning the division?
I'm about as wishy-washy on this as humanly possible, bro. I'm going to be totally honest. I have zero conviction on this division win. Like, none. I really could see this. Like I said, I could see it going 3 ways. I guess, like, as simple as it is, man, I took a page out of your book, and at 10-7, you know, I got the other 2 teams 9-8. You know me, man. I'm a wide receiver guy. I'm a wide receiver dog, you know. And with this team, I just looked at it and I said, and I think you would agree with this, knowing who you are. I think they just have the best O-line, and like, to me, that's like just the edge. Like, I'm just gonna steal your cheese on this and be like, it's just an O-line thing. Like, their O-line's been good, and they have depth at the receiver spot. Like, they don't have a guy that wows me a ton, but Michael Pittman Jr. had a broken back like all last season, and Josh Downs was banged up. They went 8-9, but they could have easily been 10-7 without the injuries and just like slightly better quarterback play consistently throughout the year.
Don't they kind of feel, if you remove, like, let's be totally honest, if you remove the quarterback position, are they not just the AFC Packers?
Totally. Josh Jacobs,
you know what I mean?
Jonathan Taylor.
3
twos in the wide receiver room.
3 2s in the wide receiver room, an above average O-line.
Matthew Golden, Adonai Mitchell, Texas draft picks.
A good defense who's a little overrated by their own fans, but a little underrated by everybody else.
Bad corners.
It's the AFC Packers. I mean, really, that's what it is. Now, Jordan Love is better than Daniel Jones, but I do like Daniel Jones in this system with Shane Steichen. I think when you're looking at a team that's been, you know, winning 8-9 games every year with frankly terrible quarterback play, particularly the last 2 years. I mean, Anthony Richardson sucks. He's full-blown bust at this point. If you can go out there and win 9 games, what was it, 9 games last year with the combination of Joe Flacco and Anthony Richardson?
8, but they won 9 and 23 with Gardner Minshew for most of the season.
Gardner Minshew,
yeah,
okay.
With 8 last year.
So either way, I mean, the same thing applies, right? It's like, if you can win 8 games with Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco, you can win 9 games with Gardner Minshew. I think you can win 10 with Daniel Jones. I just do. I don't think Daniel Jones is a world beater, but I think he's sneaky athletic. I think he can just sit there. I mean, this is the best O-line he's ever played with. So we're not really even sure what he is, you know? Like, I think he sucks. I'm pretty confident saying he sucks, but can he just be like mediocre to like sneaky good? That's all it's going to take to win this division.
Well,
that's all it's going to take.
Totally. I mean, you said it best with the O-line thing. That's why I wanted to give you credit on the take, because I mean, you and I have had so many arguments over the years, and whatever. Like, it's just us talking shit with each other, but it's me being like, oh, like, this receiver is going to change it, and it's like, until they have an O-line, like, it doesn't matter. But Like, this is a weird
Trenches in
example where
football divisions.
yeah, but this is a weird example where I think both things apply. Like, this is definitely the best, like, cutlery in the drawer he's ever had to slice and dice with,
Without
like,
a doubt.
by like,
Yeah,
bar
without a doubt.
none. I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
until last year.
Before it was Saquon Barkley and nothing.
Yeah, and Saquon was hurt a bunch, and they had no O-line.
Yep.
And last year was the only year that Daniel Jones has played with a legitimate receiver. And honestly, we don't even know how that was going to play out because they got rid of his ass in like week 5. They were just like, we're done here. I mean,
Weird decision.
so it's a sinking ship, man. Like New York
rolling out
sucks.
Tommy Cutlets.
New York,
no, the Giants.
New York
we'll get there
sucks,
eventually, but it's
and the Colts don't. And like there is like it is that simple to me to a certain degree. And I like everyone holds up the 2022 season with Daniel Jones. Again, I've said this, unless you feel like ending your own life as a Colts fan, don't look at any other year besides 2022 for Daniel Jones because he's been hurt, awful, or both. But why not 2022? They were 9-8. They squeaked into the playoffs. Like, I think that's what this team's going to be. They'll be one and done. Like, they're not going into Arrowhead. They're not going up to, Orchard Park. They're not going into Baltimore. But, like, can they win this division narrowly if Daniel Jones stays healthy and, like, Jonathan Taylor stays mostly healthy? Yeah. Yeah, they can. It's messy. It's like squint your eyes. It's plug your nose and take the pill. But, like, that's the pick. Is it not?
I feel like it's the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what my gut has been telling me the last probably like 3 or 4 weeks when I've been kind of evaluating this division and looking over it and being like, hey, who's gonna win this dumpster fire? Because I just I have to listen to my gut when it says it's not Houston, and my heart wants it to be Jacksonville, but I just don't think it's gonna be Jacksonville, and so that leaves one other team.
That's it, man.
The Colts.
And again, like, I know that people will hate on this, but we did go 7 for 8 last year on these division picks. So like we nailed these last year. We nailed these, and we got this division right in order. Did we not last year?
I believe so.
I think we had Houston winning it. We bet on Houston to win it. And I think we had Jacksonville.
We might have had Jacksonville above Indy, but I don't know if we even did.
I think it was right. They were neck and neck for us in second and third, and that's ultimately.
We were higher on this division last year, though. We didn't have like 2 of the bottom 5 teams. We were like, yeah, they're all gonna win 10 games.
We didn't think that it would be as bad as it was, but that's not our fault. We're not on the field and we're not calling the plays. So I don't know. Play better, everybody.
A little bit better.
All right, man. Let's call it a day. That's it. AFC South.
Yes,
Tennessee, 4th place, 5-12. Houston Texans, 3rd, 9-8. Jacksonville, 9-8, 2nd place. And your division winners, Indianapolis Colts. It's gross, but someone's got to do it.
Oh wow!
All right. Thanks, man. That's it. I'll see you. I'll see you next time. Like, comment, subscribe, guys. Thank you.
King is going all out, bringing the new 36-piece BK chicken fries box to your big old pigskin party.